This is Carl with the three things I'm watching for Tuesday, June the 24th. Starting out, the Israel-Iran conflict. Apparently, a truce fire was reached overnight, but Iran still had some missiles left. They lobbed them at Israel. There was an Israel counterattack. I would say that this ceasefire is shaky at best. We'll see if it holds up, but we have two countries that you really can't trust. Israel and Iran, obviously, so it wouldn't take much to really get that going back again. Question is how much, ammunitions do each side have? Mainly Iran, they've gotten beat up here pretty bad, but uh, I don't think we've heard the end of that. That's my own opinion, but it's enough that it caused risk off in the market. U.S. dollar down again, crude oil down over $2, putting pressure on soy oil this morning. Just basically a general risk off type attitude in the market. Moving over to crop ratings came out last night. Corn down 2% on the week. Trade was expecting maybe a point or two improvement. Soybeans unchanged on the week. Trade thought maybe they'd improve. Spring wheat down, winter wheat down. All of these were expected to improve, and the market's still posting losses here this morning. Um, uh, we still have this mentality in the market that this weather is near perfect for crop development, and ratings are dropping, and ratings can't tell you yield, obviously, and I think they're a very poor indicator, but they do tell you that more stress is showing up. We are going to continue to see more stress, especially in the Eastern Corn Belt. These later planted fields are probably going to run out of gas. I don't think there's very much fertilizer left in them fields, and top dressing at today's values, you're not going to see too much of that. I'm a firm believer that between the ratings and the weather, we've knocked some yield off this corn crop. Not saying it's going to happen in July, but to see, 3, 4 bushels knocked off the average yield, not that hard to believe. And we got to pay a little bit closer attention to soybeans, I believe, because you take as little as 1 bushel, 2 bushels two bushels an acre off, and you've cut our carryout just about in half. Um, there's some issues there. We can't deny that. I don't think we've seen the lowest production numbers of the year by any means going off the crop ratings. The third thing I'm watching today, and this is kind of an outlier. We usually don't talk about livestock too much, but Japan and Brazil have opened up beef trade. That put pressure on our live cattle yesterday. Hogs and feeders were able to rebound, but the fat stayed on a negative side. More and more countries starting to look to Brazil for beef. This isn't necessarily from the tariffs, it's just from A, the cost, and B, trade relations on a whole. Japan has kind of shied away from all the trade deals the United States has tried to put together. And really, we don't have any trade deals that we've seen come to fruition that are really have had that big of a deal on ag import, beneficial wise especially. So we'll be watching to see if Brazil keeps going out and trying to sell their beef in the world market, especially where U.S. dollar has been and U.S. beef costs. It's going to be noticeable in the market. Those are the three things I'm watching today.